can see and hear, I'm the warm-up act.
Come closer, Joe. Come in. Let me say scared, Joe. You're so bashful.
So good morning everyone. My name is Jane Ponting. I'm the Executive Officer of Gippsland East Len. I'd like to acknowledge the Gunai-Kurnai custodians of the land on which we are meeting today, to pay my respects to their elders past and present, and to encourage their young emerging leaders. I also extend a warm welcome to the Honourable Darren Chester, Member for Gippsland, Deputy Leader of the House, Minister for Defence Personnel and for Veterans Affairs. To Mr Howard Williams, Gippsland Trades and Labour Council and Chair of the Len's Board of Management. To Lee Kennedy, Head of Gippsland Campus, Federation University. Sharon Ragoose, Manager of Economic Development and Tourism, East Gippsland Shire Council. Joe Rotino, Partnership Broker, TAFE Gippsland, and our special guests, Sue Montague, Careers Coordinator from Bairnsdale Secondary College, and we have 3 of our hub students around this morning. I think 2 of them are preparing for exams, so I'm not going to drag them out bodily. The Len is a not-for-profit association of over 100 members and 350 stakeholders, including the member of Gippsland and the organisations represented here today. We build partnerships across East Gippsland and Wellington Shires to increase local pathways through education to employment. Our role is to work with our communities to co-design and deliver initiatives that are beyond the scope or capacity of individual organisations. We seek to bridge gaps and facilitate opportunities by galvanising existing networks and developing new ones. And the Gippsland East Higher Education Study Hub symbolises a new partnership that is already making a difference in our region. In 2018, the Len, Federation University, East Gippsland Shire and TAFE Gippsland joined together to apply for Commonwealth funding under the Regional University Centres program to establish a centre based in Bairnsdale and becoming a university hub across our region from Yarram to Mallacoota. The Len and Federation University developed a compelling and sustainable business case, and I would like to acknowledge the contribution of Darren Holland, Federation University's Director of Infrastructure, who worked with me in this part of the process. Also important was the advocacy from East Gippsland Shire and the TAFE. Our application was successful, the first in Victoria, and the Higher Education Study Hub was on its way. Our Commonwealth support enabled the southern wing of the Heritage Bareham building here at the Education and Community Hub to be renovated during 2019, bringing it from the early 1900s into the 21st century. The Shire Council's contribution of high-speed internet connectivity onto the site must also be recognised as a critical component of our new infrastructure. We were accredited last year to train nurses locally with practical classes here and across the road at the TAFE on the main street. After the disastrous summer bushfires, we began this year cautiously optimistic that operations would commence at the start of the new academic year. We could never have expected the disruptions in store, and so it's only as we head to the end of 2020 that we can formally open our doors to students as they complete their exams or prepare to study in 2021. Although our doors have been closed, our program manager Joanne Montgomery, she's hiding at the back, has quietly maintained support for students with positively received online activities and we now have 97 students registered with us. Most are enrolled in online and mixed delivery mode courses, but others see the hub as a place they can rely on for studying when they are not on campus. 47 undergraduate students are studying bachelor degrees from 13 universities across Australia. Their courses are mainly in health and include nursing, dementia, health science, medical science pathology, pharmacy, psychology, and speech pathology. Other disciplines include applied IT, business and commerce, community and human services and social work, early childhood, primary and secondary education, environmental science, and veterinary wildlife science. We're building pathways to university by supporting 23 VCE students who now have a dedicated place in which to study outside school hours. In addition, we're supporting 21 vocational education and training students who are studying certificate and diploma courses at 9 registered training organisations and who will qualify in accounting and bookkeeping, business administration medical, financial counselling, building surveying, sustainable living, early childhood education and education support, alcohol and other drugs, community services, individual support, and nursing. We are supporting our businesses and local professionals who seek to upgrade their qualifications. 6 of our students are undertaking master's degrees in business administration, social work, and teaching, or are undertaking professional fellowships in rural and remote medicine. So thank you to our partners in this important program and to the Commonwealth Government for helping to make real our aspiration for people in Gippsland East to have the option of choosing local access to supported tertiary education. I'd now like to invite the Minister to formally launch the Gippsland East Higher Education Study Hub.
I feel a little bit like when you go to a rock concert and the warm-up act is better than the star attraction, supposedly. That was a terrific contribution, Jane. Thank you so much for explaining to everyone here today just how important this program is. I'm going to talk very briefly just about 3 things, and you touched on them all. I'm going to talk about partnerships, I'm going to talk about pathways, and also about making a difference. And the partnerships we're seeing here today are incredibly important for our region. So I want to congratulate the Local Learning Employment Network, the Shire, East Gippsland Shire, TAFE, I know Joe you were wearing 2 hats at the time, and also Federation University, the Trades and Labour Council, everyone who recognised the issue we had in our community of young people in particular, but certainly some mature age students, not being able to achieve their full potential because of the barrier of going to university and physically attending university. That partnership has been so important in helping young Gippslanders, young East Gippslanders on their pathway to achieve their full potential. And the pathway is important because not everyone follows the same path. Not everyone in their education journey gets there at the same time. Some people will return to study later in life. Some will look for alternate ways to fulfil their career ambitions. And I think by providing the partnership and the pathways, it's a very significant breakthrough for our region, because we know in rural and regional areas, and East Gippsland in particular, young people participate at higher education levels at a much lower rate than students from metropolitan areas. And that's not because country kids aren't as smart as city kids, it's because they don't have the pathways or the opportunities. So well done for what you've done there. And the final thing I want to talk about is making a difference. And you are making a difference, because we know in our community that we have trouble attracting skilled workers, particularly in areas like health and education. And you're providing opportunities now for East Gippsland students to receive the qualifications, and every bit of research tells us that students who come from a regional background are more likely to return to those regional communities and make a difference in their own community. So we're seeing it here through Fed University's involvement with the nursing in particular. There's a massive shortage of nurses and midwives and other health professionals in our region, and Fed University is actively engaging with young people in our region to try and fill that gap. So it is about the great partnership you've put together, it's about the extraordinary pathways you're providing for our young people, but most importantly, it is making a difference in East Gippsland. So I want to congratulate everyone who's had any role whatsoever in bringing this all together. The federal government had a small role in terms of funding, but the inspiration, the determination, the dedication came from local residents recognising the problem and achieving a great outcome for our region. So congratulations everyone, and I want to thank the media too for turning up today to tell a positive story about our region. Thank you so much for making the effort to be here. The more we can spread the message about this program, the more young people in our region will see a pathway for themselves. I know this came about in response to existing issues we knew we had, but the COVID crisis has certainly drawn further value out of the inspiration you had. I think there'll be a lot of young people looking to study in our region next year rather than necessarily move away, and you'll provide that opportunity for them, because not every student has access to a good home environment to do the studying at home by themselves. Some will have to come to a place like this where it's safe, there's good internet access, there's supported environment, and you provide that for them. So congratulations and well done to everyone involved. Thank you. Do we need scissors? Oh yes, scissors. We're not normally trusted with sharp things in Canberra. We'll be right. Who's joining us, Joe? We've got a mask on again?
We're going to do two. One where there's a bit more space for more people in the shop.
Okay.
And then
So what do you reckon?
We've got a mask on again, Joe?
And we'll get the other side. So we get you like a walk up there and we'll come there and get the other side.
We'll do that for you, mate.
We're going to do two. We thought we'd do it like a tug of war, have two partners on either side, and then Darren cut it with the yellow.
I need some friends around to the cutting. I can't trust this one myself. Who's joining the cutting? We're all masked up.
Right angle ones.
We're going to look your way first.
Can you please wait for me? So you finish it.
There we go.
I don't mind me smiling, guys.
Oh, I can see all the smiles in your eyes. It's okay.
Squeeze your eyes.
Yeah. So I'll get one more over here. Three.
Two?
Yeah.
Here we go.
So here's the better here, the other side.
Thank you.
Get around, Joe. Come closer. We can reach come on.
Do you mind, can I just squeeze through two? Sorry, Eric. Can I go to it? That's a good idea.
That's kind of
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's the shoulder side.
Yeah, wherever you go. Go on, sit where you can. I won't come from anyone. Right, 3, 2, 1. We're open. Very close, guys. Well done.
I think it was a second ribbon. There was somewhat, if there was anyone who missed out in that shot. Joe, was everyone
give you a
who
photo
needed to be in that shot, or did you want to do it?
I reckon do the second one, so it's not as squashy. Is that?
No, we'll do the second ribbon. We can all
Yeah, so I was going to say, we have partners holding one end of the ribbon